Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. This is a little early for me, so bear with me. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to first introduce everyone on the panel. You got an already semi-brief introduction of Stacey, but Stacey is the president and CEO of Co-Communications. She founded Co-Communications in 1997. They're an award-winning full-service marketing and public relations firm with offices in Westchester County, Farmington, Connecticut, and Midtown Manhattan. She began her career at Marstella, a division of Young & Rubicam, followed by a 6-year period at CBS Fox Video, then the world's largest home video company, where she held a senior position in both PR and marketing. That was VHS, right? Beta at the time?
Beta was just going to VHS.
Our next panelist is David Fischer, founder of Solutions for Growth. David founded Solutions for Growth to help small businesses grow. I like that. He brings 25 years of marketing experience across a range of industries. David has increased sales for all types of small businesses, including solopreneurs, retailers, manufacturers, professional service providers, and a host of other online and offline businesses. As a master certified solution provider of Constant Contact, he lends a deep expertise in email marketing to his clients and their email campaigns. Next is Bridget Gibbons. Bridget Gibbons is the CEO and founder of Gibbons Digital Consultants. As CEO of Gibbons Digital Consultants, Bridget Gibbons brings more than 2 decades of experience, technology, human resources, and marketing experience to the service she provides to her clients. She and her team help companies across a wide variety of industries in the tri-state area leverage social media as a business development tool and to increase visibility and market share. Bridget is a sought-after speaker and educator, presenting to networking groups and teaching continuing education classes on all aspects of social media. It's nice to see someone that's not 5 teaching social media, that doesn't post pictures of booze. That's like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Unemployment's awesome. Finally, to our left is David Vogel, founder and president of Video SEO Pro. David is an accomplished videographer, editor, effects artist, video SEO specialist. Everyone's got a lot of stuff here, man. That's cool. And co-founder and president of Video SEO Pro, Inc., a Westchester-based video marketing agency. David started his career working in visual effects in Hollywood in the 90s and then returned to New York, where he continued to work in production and post-production on commercials, music videos, documentaries, and feature films. Video SEO Pro has helped dozens of small businesses generate more leads, more traffic to their website, and convert more potential customers into clients using video. So my first question is, why video? What does it do, and what does it create? And I'll start off with Stacey, and we'll go across.
To me, video is, in your marketing arsenal, at least at the moment, your most important marketing tool. And this year, the Content Marketing Institute has called this the year of the visual, and which means video, infographics are really important to be using on a regular basis. I think we're all running around with a little ADD because there's so much copy, and to break it up and to be able to tell a company's story through video is so compelling. And these days, with any of your marketing tools in your arsenal, you have to not just look at return on investment, you really need to look at return on engagement. And video is so incredibly engaging. I actually found a statistic from Forrester that I just wanted to share with you, that 1 minute of video is equal to 1.8 million words. And I will pass it along to
Well, one reason that video works is because it's entertaining. We all, or many of us, spend a big part of the day staring at a screen with a lot of words, a lot of numbers, and the mind looks for entertainment. And part of the reason that video is successful, whether it's in an email, whether it's on a website or on social media, is that it gives you, when the video is short, a little break. It's a mental vacation from whatever you're doing. It could be something entertaining, it could be something serious, but those 20 to 30 seconds where there's another human being talking about something that's probably somewhat relevant to you works, because it's a break from what you're doing. So when you follow best practices and rules of thumb in the creation of the video and in the marketing of the video, now all of a sudden that's a tool that starts standing out from the other messages that you find online and allows your organization to stand apart from others and raise your profile in the market.
Thank you. Although my business is, much of my business is content creation, I have to tell you, people don't want to read more. And so I think that as David said, video is entertainment. It's kind of a break from all that reading and all the emails that we're constantly piling through. And another aspect of this is, I have a son who's in college, and he hasn't used Google in a couple of years. He uses YouTube. So when he wants information, how to do something, what's the best product or service, he doesn't go to Google, he goes to YouTube. And I think that we all need to recognize that next generation of people that are coming, going to be our customers in the future, they're going to be looking for video and at video only. So,
Great. Well, you guys said quite a bit about video. I want to add a couple of other points, which is, besides it being the most engaging and easy to share, it has never been more affordable or easy to produce video content. We all have smartphones, digital still cameras now are able to shoot video. Video is everywhere we are today, and you can capture it at any moment. So it's important to know that. Also, not only from a content creation side, but from a content distribution side. Of course, you have the traditional means, cable TV to share video, but now as a result of the internet, YouTube, Facebook, in fact, and probably Bridget can confirm this, that I believe video is the most popular or most shared content on Facebook today. So it's something that's very easy to share. You don't think of a website going viral, but a video does. So that's one point. The other thing to keep in mind is everyone is talking about search engine optimization. It's thrown around every day, everywhere you go. If you have a business, everyone is either soliciting you about getting found on the first page of Google. The one thing to know about video is it's extremely fast in getting found on the first page of Google. And I'm sure you all are familiar with, if you're searching online, you're finding videos showing up in the search results. That's not by accident. All the search engines out there give preference to video content. So if you don't have video content, you're really missing out on an opportunity on getting your business found online.
So I think one of the things we all want to get across today is that when you're looking at costs, and we're all looking at costs and ROI, just like with pictures, when you take a picture now, that picture can be put on your Facebook or wherever, Instagram, whatever, it can be put on your website, be put in your press release, put in your email, put in your social media, and pictures can also be part of your video. Well, you can do that same thing with a video. So when you're looking at the cost of your video, don't look at it as just as in a silo. Look at it, as Stacey said, how it's going to be distributed across all those channels. And then the cost isn't as much as you think, even though it's not like it used to be anyways. What was $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 even 10 years ago has come down tremendously because the cost of the cameras have come down.
Out there?
Oh, Karen. Oh, there you are.
I have a question for David. So why does Google put a higher priority on videos?
Well, a couple reasons. First is it's the most engaging piece of content available out there, and it's in many cases the most relevant to someone. Not only are you getting a picture, but you're also getting sound. And typically where those videos are found is also surrounded by text. So that's one component of it in terms of it being the most relevant. The other component is the fact, well, in this case, as it relates to Google, guess who owns YouTube? Google. So they want to support their own platform, but they realize, I think all the search engines realize that it's the most relevant, not necessarily relevant, but most engaging content for someone, that they're giving it that preference. So we're just able to leverage that.
Wait, Karen, when you Google something, and if they have a video and it's on YouTube, and if the keywords are in there properly, it's going to come up, and fast.
Yes.
I mean, arguably, right? I mean, within a day now.
Yeah,
right?
we've had videos that we've optimized for search engine optimization rank within a couple of hours, as opposed to, you think of once you build a website, if any of you built a website, it could take months before all the spiders and all the search engines start recognizing the content. So it's a great way to get a very quick boost. And we created a promotional video for this event today. I don't know how many of you saw that, but literally within a day you could do a search online for leverage video in your marketing strategy, and it was on the first page. So, and we didn't even optimize it for it. It's just because the, what's that? Oh, 18 million results, it was on the first page within days. So that's what the internet is making available to businesses, so might as well take advantage of it.
Google's big brother, deal with it, you know? So.
Yeah.
How does video help businesses with lead generation? Start with Stacey again.
You know, again, video is extremely optimizable, and I have another statistic to just quickly share with you. I'm a little geeky with numbers, but I haven't had a full cup of coffee, so I don't want to mess this up. But in the year 2017, 74% of all internet traffic is going to be video. So what is that telling us? It's, you know, people are making it doesn't matter if you're a B2B company, B2C company, people are making decisions based on search. So you've got to show up quickly, and you also have to tell a compelling story. The beauty also of video, and as David can attest, you can get real-time information through video analytics just as you would through Google Analytics. So you can almost adjust your video in real time. And if you see that someone is clicking off in like 2 seconds, maybe you're not grabbing their attention right away, but you also have to have a call to action. So again, video is very measurable, and if anything, I see the trend for conversions being even more powerful. Again, you're filling up the pipeline, and you know the chances of converting are that much higher, and plus video promotes action.
To that point, which you just mentioned, Stacey, the reason video is extremely efficient for both lead and conversion purposes is that you are actually developing a relationship with a person. Granted, it's a video, but there's someone talking and telling a story. So in a certain sense, they're almost taking the part of a human sales effort. Whether the video is used on social media or on a website, but for example, in an email program, a nurture program, think of a program for your business where someone becomes a prospect and they are provided with a series of emails that they're receiving explaining the benefits of working with you or the benefits of your product. And they're looking at these videos, and the videos have a logical sequence in terms of the type of information that's provided, from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. Now, all of a sudden, this person is looking at this information and they're being presented reasons why they should take action. And yes, as you said earlier, every video, basically any marketing tool that you have out there needs a call to action. If a marketing tool does not have a call to action, you're kind of almost wasting it because you're not telling the person what to do. Video can contain a call to action, both in the video and any text surrounding the video. So there are a lot of real marketing specifics that come into play when you're dealing with video that help move the sales process along. Finally, it can also be used as a retention tool once you have a customer, simply with messaging that explains why they should continue working with you.
Thank you. I think there are many different, video takes many different forms. So it can be a longer video where it's telling the company's story and it sits on the website, you know, a 2 or 3 minute video. It can be a shorter 1 minute video that gets sent out on social media. And it can even be as short as a Vine video, you know, many seconds long, and that can also appeal to a different target market. So I think that you know, video is easily shared on social media, so you can encourage viewers to share it, and that raises your brand visibility. And you can use, you know, something like a Vine video to, if you have a new product or service that you want to promote really quickly, if you're attending a conference or you want to make connections with potential new clients, you can send out a quick Vine video and reach people that way. So I think you kind of have to look at all the different forms of video and figure out how they can best be leveraged to, you know, generate those leads and you know, build new customers.
So today, in terms of lead generation, most of us are, when we're searching for a product or service, we're looking online. 9 out of 10 people, studies show, are searching online, doing research online before they buy a local product or service. So if you are looking for organic leads to your business and everyone's using the internet, and an interesting stat is over 91% of the people who search online never go past the first page of results, it's really in your best interest that you get found on the first page of Google. Because if someone doesn't know you exist and you're not being found on the first page of Google, in their eyes, you basically don't exist. And as I talked about before, because the search engines give preference to video, video is a great way to get found in that first page of Google. And there's a tremendous opportunity here for businesses because most businesses today don't realize that video or YouTube is a marketing tool that they have access to, either from a price standpoint or a strategy standpoint. To use video as a lead generation tool and drive traffic to your website by getting found on that first page of Google, I think is critical to a business today.
Ann.
What is Vine video?
Twitter has, you can, through your mobile device, you can take a video using Vine, which is, what's that? Oh, yeah, it's very short. It's 10 seconds, or I think it's 6 seconds. Thank you. So it's through your mobile device. You can take the video and then just upload it and share it on Twitter and Facebook. And so it's just kind of a quick blast, a quick note that you can get out there, and it's video.
It's less than your elevator speech, so you have to
Yeah.
have an awesome brand to get across
Yeah.
in 6 seconds.
But you could see how it could be used if you know, let's say you have a storefront and you sell sweaters or women's clothing. You have a new sweater, take a nice little video of it in the store, send it out to onto your Facebook page and through Twitter, and I think you could get some really great results that way.
I don't think Vine videos go over well now in Colorado or Washington, but I think in other states they might. Yes?
Since so many people are doing research on their mobiles, does a shorter video for upload purposes become a little more effective than a longer video?
I think the length of your video really depends on what the message is and who your target audience is. Because if you're someone who's sharing content, even if it's from your phone, your smartphone, let's say, and it's something relevant to training, kind of like a webinar type thing, and you're trying to educate, that might be more appropriate, especially in the audience you're going to have a longer video. But if you're talking about something that's more in the line with marketing or communicating your brand to someone who doesn't know you, you want to keep it to the point. You don't want it to be, you want to be as direct as possible. When we make company branding videos, we usually keep those to about 2 minutes. And I think in terms of people's retention or engagement with a video, it really depends not only on the message that's being made and how well it's getting across, but how it's put together. If you just have something shot with your phone and it's just one image that it's you in front of a camera, after a period of seconds, someone's going to lose interest unless you're cutting to something else. Or we need visual stimulus. If you look at a TV commercial or a TV show or a movie, it's constantly changing what you're looking at. So it's important to keep that in mind as well.
For those of you that do watch videos, how often do you kind of look at the bottom to see how long it is before you decide whether or not you're going to watch it? And I do that. If it's over a minute, I'm like, done, right? So I think you have to keep that in mind. That's all how we all feel, and that's how your viewers are going to react too. So I think shorter is better, unless there's some longer story to tell.
So one of the tips and tricks when dealing with video on a website or an email is to make sure that the call to action to watch the video tells the person something like, watch this really short video about blah, blah, blah. So you're telling them to watch it, and you're telling them that it's really short. Obviously, it needs to be really short, but the point is, in marketing, you really need to tell people what you want them to do and the benefit of doing that. So by having a sentence like that at the top, it increases the chances of people actually clicking on the email.
I just wanted to add, I'm a real headline person, and so even a subject line of an email is critical. We don't have the attention span these days to read a long explanation. I was actually with a client yesterday, and they just finished a TED Talk, and we probably spent about 10 minutes just talking about the headline of the video, because that is going to increase your open rate 1,000,000-fold.
Sure.
Okay, so subject lines in emails. That is the second most important criteria to affect the open rate of an email campaign. The first thing is the from field, who is it from? The second thing is the subject line. So yes, you're absolutely right. So when a subject line contains the word video in it, it generally increases the open rate by about 20%. When the subject line has the word video in it and the reason or what the content of the video is or why the person should watch the video, now the open rate jumps 55%. So the subject line is absolutely crucial in any marketing campaign, and 10 minutes, yep, you probably just scratched the surface. Yep.
Price point. What are we looking at? What does it include? You know, what kinds of dollars are we looking at for a 2-minute video, something like that?
Today's special offer, 1 million. No, our cost for the videos that we produce is around $3,000, and that's all encompassing from helping with the strategy for the video, the script development, identifying the target audience, the production, the editing, and the finishing of the video, including audio. So. That's kind of roughly what the cost is. The thing, as it relates to the cost, and kind of going back to the fact that, Mike was bringing up, don't necessarily just look at that number, but you have to look at how you're going to use that video and how many different platforms. The thing that's great today, because of technology, the internet is free. So your media buy, at least in terms of the internet, whether you're putting it on your website, you're putting it on social media, you're doing an email blast, you're doing a PR, you're doing a release. There's in terms of distributing that, there are ways that you don't have to invest on that side. So then you can repurpose it in many ways and not just put it out there once, but over and over again. So it's an investment, but it's a long-term investment that has dividends long-term. Yes.
Well, how much do you want to make? When someone asks what our services cost, and you don't know what your goal is and don't have a plan, which you have to have a plan. This has to fit within the marketing plan that you have, otherwise it's a waste of money. Then sometimes giving a number, and for all of us, and I know some of the people here that have sold to clients or sold me, whatever, what's the price? You tell them whatever, that's too much. Well, okay, what price did you have in mind? And if you say $1, it's too much. So you have to have that, you get that value, establish that, that value. Tony?
Yeah, just as somebody with a background in traditional media, listening to return on engagement versus ROI, I'm just a general question. I hope I don't put the cart before the horse here. You're going to talk about this later. But in terms of metrics, as marketers, you have different platforms you can distribute these videos to. Email, YouTube, you name it. Do you have specific tools at your command, even general tools that can tell you what's more effective than the next? It would be syndicated research, or click-through, or anything. How are these used from account to account? I know it's a general question, so forgive me.
Whenever a marketing plan is established, the marketing plan includes various marketing channels. Website, social media, public relations, email marketing, search engine optimization, direct mail. You can come up with a list of 40 items. You can put your name on a blimp. I mean, that's a marketing tool. The marketing tool these tools need to be ranked based in terms of their likely effectiveness to move the needle in raising a profile in the market and ultimately making a sale. The Direct Marketing Association ranks marketing tools every year based on the return on investment across all industries in the United States. The list changes from year to year, particularly because of new technology, but two important numbers stood out recently. One is, and this is why there is this panel, is that video has a tremendous impact on virtually every platform simply because of the engagement aspect and the, and the value behind it. And that's kind of the message that's coming out from the four of us here. I need to give a plug, though, to email marketing. For the fourth year in a row, the Direct Marketing Association has ranked email marketing as the tool with the highest return on investment across all marketing tools. I'm not saying about the messaging, such as video. I'm just saying as a tool. And what they show is that for every dollar invested in email marketing, roughly $40 worth of sales are generated. Now, how is that done? There's good email marketing, there's bad email marketing, just the way that there is good PR and bad PR and so on. When run effectively, a marketing campaign like that does move the needle in terms of sales. The effective part means not only technically developing it right and doing the right marketing, but also including important elements such as video. As I said earlier, video increases your open rate. The more open rate, the higher the open rate, the more engagement you're going to have. So the answer to your question is it depends. But basically, virtually every marketing tool out there today, particularly online, is enormously measurable. And that will answer your question.
You know, one thing we have addressed, but I just want to emphasize, is the importance of starting out with a plan, because video is such, you know, a dynamic and exciting tool to use, but you know, no matter what marketing tool you're using in your arsenal, you still need to build the framework. And if you don't, it's like if you wanted an extension on your house, you know, do you hire the contractor first without the architect? It's likely it's not going to come out to be you know, a good finished product. Same principle with marketing. You really need to identify the basics, which are, what are your objectives? Make them as quantifiable as you can, because you know what, at the end of the day, what are you measuring against? How can you tell if your campaign is successful? You need to look at your target audiences. Who are you trying to reach? Where do your target audiences get their information? And then you need to figure out what are the key messages. These days, you know, I have to emphasize something. I just gave a personal branding presentation yesterday, but it applies to businesses. What is it that makes your business remarkable? These days, you can't just be an average or a good business. You have to be a great business. So you have to figure out what is your unique selling proposition, and make sure that it's going through every single channel, every single marketing channel. So video, your social media platforms. When somebody tells me, and I hear this all the time, I have 10,000 Twitter followers, or you know, 500,000 people saw my video. Was action taken? You know, that's it. It's all about conversion. So, but you have to go back to the basics, which are the building blocks.
David?
So one of the things with the measurability with video is one of the things that we focus on as relates to video is understanding your audience. You can make a video about anything, but it's important. We haven't really talked about keyword analysis or understanding what people are searching for online. So it's important to understand what your potential clients are looking for online and providing the content to fit that need. And when we do video production for our clients, we consult them, and they might have an idea what they want to do a video about, but it's important to understand what your audience is looking for and putting that video where they're looking, as opposed to just creating video content for the sake of content. In terms of some kind of analytics or measurable capabilities, YouTube has its own analytics inside. You can see how many people are watching the video, how long they're watching the video, where they're losing interest. But in terms of measurable on the other side, we're seeing that videos are being found where companies' websites are not being found online, and so they're getting exposure on the internet where they once weren't. And I've had clients come to me and tell me that, you know, someone found them specifically because of the video. And even from a conversion standpoint, we haven't really talked about just having a video on your website, whether you're a business that is all referral-based. Everyone today who has a referral-based business, guess what? Those people are researching you before they come and pick up the phone and talk to you, whether it's looking at your social media channels, your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook page.
To your point, you know what you're really getting at, David, is that you have to get into your target audience's mind. It's like you have to know the what's in it for me. That's the only way you're going to be able to market. You have to know what is going to resonate with your target audience. It's interesting because someone just yesterday or the day before, they are putting together a crowdfunding video and asked if I would just take a look at it. And I looked at it. First of all, it was very lengthy, lost my attention after about a minute. But the other thing is that, you know, I pictured that, you know, they're looking at investors. They weren't getting into the investor's mindset. An investor wants to know, well, what's the value, what's the benefit, what's the value in this? Why should I invest in this? They were just, they were just showing pretty pictures, but it was not resonating with the investor. And also I said, well, where is the CEO of the company? They had like one quick photo. I want to hear the CEO talking about the company, because if you're investing in a product, you're also investing in the leader.
When someone says to you that their target audience is everyone, you have two choices. You can run, or you can try to whittle it down, because that's impossible. That's just not the case. The other thing that Stacey, I'll get you 1 second. Stacey taught me this when I started with her on PR, because I didn't know anything about PR, and she really helped me a lot. She said, "Who cares? Like what you're putting out there? Who cares really? Besides you, oh my kid's beautiful. Yeah, well, who cares? You have to. It has to be beyond what you think is important, because if you haven't done the appropriate studying, analysis, then no one's going to care. You're going to spend whatever money it is on the video or whatever, or email marketing or social media or with PR, and it's going to be a waste of money and time." So, sir, you had a question?
I was curious what your views are on audio podcasts versus videos. I'm a big fan of them just because they're ease of use, whether I'm in a car, on a train, pro, con, like and hate them.
So we haven't done much at this point as relates to podcasts, but what I can tell you is it's another channel that's available to you, and the beautiful thing about video is it's made out of audio and picture. So you can take that video and turn it into an audio podcast. It's free, and you can share it out there, and people, when they're searching on iTunes, will find that podcast. The other thing that's also interesting as relates to podcasts is you can have video podcasts. So you can take that same piece of video content you created for your website or for social media, and you can now repurpose it through that channel. So it's another channel available to you, and it's just a little bit of technology to kind of adapt that video to that medium. So I would encourage it. It's another way people are going to find you. So absolutely.
Way back there.
My question is about sending a video through email. Often the online media will have a video, and the text beneath it is virtually a transcript of the video. So when you're sending a video via email, should you repeat the information in the video or supplement it?
The short answer is no. When you're sending email in a video, first of all, in the vast majority of email service providers, such as MailChimp or Constant Contact, Vertical Response, and so on, the video does not travel in the newsletter or the email itself. The email is hosted somewhere else, and that's a good thing. The video is hosted somewhere else, sorry. The reason that's a good thing is that it makes the physical email much smaller and easier to travel and less likely to be caught in a technical or a spam filter. But the advantage of having the video hosted on a web page of your website, and ideally a specialized landing page for that video, is that it brings the person to your website. Think of your website as a retail store. You want people to come into the store and spend as much time as possible there. And by having the feature set up that way, it only benefits you. Having the text of the video or the transcript below it is probably more for SEO purposes. You need to make sure that any online presence you have, yes, works for SEO, but also mostly works for humans. So if a human is coming to your page and there's a video and below that there's a whole transcript, they're scratching their head and saying, but it just doesn't look or read right. So I would encourage not to put the whole transcript.
So the video goes on YouTube, and then you put that on your website, and then you use the email to point you to the website link? Or
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. Yeah. You link to the video or to the page?
You link to the page on your website that shows the video that's hosted on YouTube.
David, you want to make a comment?
So just to add to that, what David said about the transcript and the copy inside the YouTube video, what's below it, the description area that you're talking about, yes, you should have the transcript there. But as David said, the whole idea is to drive traffic to your website. So if you're using email marketing, again, you want to use that video to drive traffic to the website, not necessarily to the video. The video is the vehicle and the engagement point. So the strategy that we recommend to folks is take a video, host it on YouTube because it's the #2 search engine, right? Leverage it for SEO, search engine optimization, so it can get found in other ways. Use it for your email marketing campaign, but as David said, have a landing page where that video is hosted. It could be your blog, whether it's a blog post or an actual page where the video lives, and all you're using YouTube for is for SEO and for video hosting. But the idea here with video, and in terms of everything we're talking about, is we want to drive traffic to your website or for someone to take action and either call you on the phone or get engaged with you. So you would then have the video on that page, and the email would take you to the page, and hopefully, beyond reading that, they're going to want to explore your website.
I just wanted to add, I don't think we have explicitly talked about the transcript, but it's, I don't know if you know this, but Google really can't read video. So it'll hit your video and go, well, it's a video, I'm going to move on. So you want to give Google as much help and understanding of what that video is about. So you're going to want to use tags, which are the keywords, and then upload the transcript or have Google YouTube transcribe it so that you have lots of content so that the search engines know what that video is all about.
But the transcript sits on the YouTube page.
Yeah, sorry, the transcript sits on the YouTube page, so you'll see it when you look at a video, you see the text below it. Yep.
The irony here is that people don't read, but Google reads.
Yes. To that point, I just wanted to add that the reason why transcript is so important and the content of your video is so important is to what Bridget said, is video as well as a photograph on the internet is invisible to search engines. It's the text that surrounds it. And what YouTube, as well as Google, being that Google owns YouTube, does to help them understand what your content is about is they actually, every video you upload to YouTube, they strip away the audio and they use their own proprietary voice recognition software to turn that audio to text. They then use that text to understand what the content is about. And it's very important for those of you who are involved in or interested in SEO is everything has to agree for the search engines to rank your material high. So if you have a video that's about the color red and you decide to optimize it for the color blue and you're talking about red in the video, then the search engine, or YouTube or Google in this sense, is going to be confused. They're not going to know what it's about. Is it red or is it blue? And as a result, they're going to lower its ranking. So if you're talking about the color red, it's tagged with the color red, the title is red, it's on a page about red with a website about red, guess what? It's going to go to the top. So that's why transcription is so important.
Just wanted to add about online news distribution because it really does help with rankings, but you want to embed, these days we call them smart news releases because you're embedding them, they're basically a multimedia release, so you're embedding them with your social media platforms, a link back to your website, a landing page, and yes, of course, video. And again, you can see through your Google Analytics how many people clicked on the videos, so it's great to get the video out even further and wider.
Way back there by the door.
You mentioned when you were talking about your fee and producing the video, words like strategy and script development, which are words I wasn't thinking about when I thought about video for a website. And I wondered if you could all describe a little bit about the consulting piece that sounds like it is very much an important part of helping us put our best foot forward in video, which I certainly cannot do with my iPhone phone. Yeah. So could you speak to that, please?
Sure. Well, there are a couple things that a business should consider before pursuing video, which is what is the purpose of the video? What are we trying to do? Is it about education? Is it to inform? Is it to upsell? Who's your audience? Who you're going after? Are you going after using video to reach to your existing customer base, or are you using it to get new leads on the internet? Another component to that is, I brought this up earlier, keyword analysis. One of the examples I like to use, if you're a business that makes boxes of all different colors, and you as the owner come to me and go, listen, I want to do a video, we have these beautiful blue boxes that I want to make a video about, no one else makes boxes like us in color blue. The first thing that we encourage our clients to allow us to do is keyword analysis, and what that allows us to do is look at the internet and say, well, in fact, red is the most popular color box that people are looking for because of Valentine's Day and Christmas and associated with love. That really, based on what the internet is telling us, from a strategy standpoint, if you're going to invest in video, you might as well get as much ROI as possible. And if you have 100 people looking for red boxes and only one person looking for a blue box, your money is better spent investing in making a video about the red boxes, even though you have fabulous blue boxes. So we work with clients in that sense in terms of the strategy from that. The other point, and people, everyone has brought this up today, is about the call to action. What do you want to have as a result of the video? So it's not only the purpose, but what is the end result? Do you want them to follow, share it on Facebook? Do you want them to go to a sales page, a landing page, fill out a form? So those are all pieces to the puzzle that need to be talked about before you even consider moving forward with a video. Did that answer your question?
Just to add on a little bit, as Stacey mentioned, you have to really take that step back and understand who your target market is, and kind of do all of that analysis before you do anything, and that includes video, but also social media. So those keywords that you're going to go through and identify, you really should kind of have them in your back pocket before you do any internet marketing. So you're going to want to do a keyword analysis and then understand what your top 10 keywords are, and then use them consistently in the video, your social media posts, your blogging, your email marketing, and anything else that you're doing online, so that it's all kind of marching along in lockstep and really reinforcing what your business is all about and what you're really communicating consistently with your target market.
It's a way of professionalizing your marketing. We all work with small businesses, and we all try to really help the business raise their profile in the market. And by having a consistent message throughout, and the message can be actual words, also the look and feel, really helps to set yourself apart from the competition. So often we see small businesses that have really all the right intentions in their marketing, but the way they present themselves to the market is kind of discombobulated. The way it looks, the way it's written, the messaging. It's the type of company that gets up in the morning and says, I need to do some marketing today. What should I do? I know I've got to do something. I'll do a little video, I'll do a social media, I'll send out a press release, but you need a big plan, consistent, long-term. That's how it's successful, not a one-shot approach. It's not going to work.
I couldn't have said that better, but the one thing is that when I started in video, it truly was an art form. We all have the benefit, and we need to take advantage, because it really is a science. It's a science where we can get a return on engagement or a return on investment, and so you really need to take hold of your marketing, make it as much of a science as possible.
I have a question for Stacey. Seems that you brought a lot of statistics. I'd like to know if you have any statistics regarding the change in the effectiveness of email market before and after Google create the promotion folder. Because I just go there and poof, everything at once.
Good question.
I don't have any numbers to share with you off the bat, but I'm just also trying to does anyone here? Because
David probably does.
Yes. I don't have numbers either. It's a relatively new phenomenon, and at the beginning everybody was very concerned. There's a huge amount of commercial email messages going out there, and people are saying, oh, that's the end of that. What that has done, it has forced companies to do a better job with their email marketing. What it comes down to is how people perceive your emails as they come in, both from a long-term perspective. If I know that your company sends out a monthly newsletter and the content is really valuable because you provide good information, good instructions, there might be a promotion. Now when I see that email in the Google Promotions folder, I'm going to look for it because I know there's good stuff in it. If the emails that you're sending out, though, are not well done, hard to read, no real value, just sell, 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 when I see that email in the promotions folder, I'm going to delete it. So it's really important that from a big picture, long-term perspective, you develop a strong reputation with the type of messages that's going out through your email communications.
David said nurture before. Don't annoy, nurture. Because if you annoy, you're going to lose everyone. But nurturing is critical. We're going to have time for one more question, then we're going to hang, and you guys can come and ask us whatever. So,
Hi, my name is Bridget Gibbons, and I work in communications for County Executive Rob Astorino's Office of Economic Development. And I had a quickie and a less quickie. But quickie is, you're talking about YouTube a lot, and for the county, we host videos a lot using Vimeo. So I am wondering, are we missing the boat here? Should we be using YouTube instead of Vimeo? And my second question is, I see you're videotaping today, you're taking video. What will you use that video for, or what do you recommend the Business Council use that video for today to support the Business Council's brand or your own business promotion today?
So as it relates to the first question about Vimeo versus YouTube, there's more work involved from a search engine optimization side. So for those of you who don't know what Vimeo is, it's another video hosting site. It's a paid, it could be a paid service or a free service. The challenge with videos from Vimeo, and it was actually kind of the impetus for my company, is that if you take a Vimeo video and you embed that link on your website or wherever you want to do that, there is no SEO benefit, there is no keyword benefit unless you do what's called a video sitemap, which tells the search engines, again, we talked about earlier, is this working? Yeah. We talked about earlier that video is blind to the internet and search engines. So if you just host a video on Vimeo and you share it through your website, etc., it's not going to be found organically. If you're targeting people in an email marketing campaign or a press release or through social media, obviously it's going to be found through those mediums. But if you want people to find it by accident or in a targeted search, let's say, unless you do that video sitemap, it's not going to be optimized for the internet. YouTube takes care of that for you, okay? As long as you fill out the fields. So I encourage you, use Vimeo where you want, but also, why not put it on YouTube, unless there's a reason why you're not allowed to. So from a search standpoint, I encourage people to use YouTube. Again, it's the number 2 search engine. So you should leverage that to your advantage. Vimeo is not a search engine.
it's apolitical, so.
Yeah. In terms of the video that we're shooting, we're documenting it for ourselves today. We have no real plan at this point on how we're going to leverage it for either the Business Council or ourselves. We felt that we're video professionals. We should be here videotaping this. Videotape. I'm using videotape as well, digitally. Yeah, all those words. You raise a good point, and we will be talking to folks about maybe there's a way that we all could benefit from this, not only from an educational standpoint, but from all the levels of media that we're doing. We made a video in advance of this. There's no reason why we shouldn't make a video in conclusion.
Could be a webinar.
Yeah. Oh, to that point, there was a question about the length of videos. For those of you who do public speaking or have content that you're in front of the public and you are videotaped like this, you wouldn't necessarily share this. We've been up here for almost an hour, let's say. You wouldn't just take this video and go, okay, drop it out there. No one's going to sit through, after about a minute, they're done. So, but the beautiful thing about video is you could take this content. We talked about email marketing, we talked about video, we talked about PR, we talked about social media. You could break this into little digestible pieces that people can absorb in an appropriate time frame. So you make little 2-minute pieces and you repurpose, and then you share that not only on the website, you share it through social media, you share it, etc.
Oh, and please edit it. But there are always so many dead parts in the video, so we have to edit.
This was dynamic and exciting.
And Nico, if I can add that, don't let your cousin Vinny from NYU Film School do your video, please.
Great. I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank the panel. I want to thank David for videotaping this, and hopefully you learned something.